Okay, this is the 5-minute dexterity model, and I just take some suction tubing, could be any old tubing as long as it's wide enough, scissors, a pen, or a clamp if you need it, whatever you need. You take the suction tubing and you cut small pieces off the suction tubing, like so. Doesn't take a long period of time. I'm cutting really short ones here because I'm running out of suction tubing. But I ended up with pieces like this, so I've spent the same amount of time on this film doing this. You kind of make it flush so that the targets will all be in the same area more or less, but it doesn't matter terribly. You take a piece of tape, you wind very tightly around those tubings, and then you achieve your target like that. You set that one down, and then you take more of your suction tubing and you cut more of your larger pieces than I'm showing here, but for time's sake it's just simpler to do it this way. And you end up with a number of pieces, and you take another piece of tape and you wind that around as well. And if you have a lot of time, you could even color these little pieces and let the people aim for better targets, no problem. Then at that point you'd have some suction tubing left. You want one part of your suction tubing to be like the left bronchus and another part to be the right, like the right bronchus, so of course one is straighter than the other. So you join these two areas up like that, and you can see this is the more curved left, this is the more straight right, and this is the carina point over here. And we'll tape that one together as well. And here's the tape for that. It takes a few moments to get it lined up, but that's not a problem. Once we've wound very tightly around that, then again we would lie that system down. And at this point it'd be nice to make the trachea, and you can use an extension for the endotracheal tube system for your patients to connect to the machine. And to do this, I get a long piece of tape. Stick one piece of the tape to your table. It's a little bit easier that way. The second piece of tape you can bunch up like so, and you want to put it in sticky side toward the trachea. And I'll get the pen, feed it through, stick it onto the pen, and then as it feeds through, kind of straighten it out to a certain extent so that the tape isn't bunched up inside. And that's why you want to make a fairly long tape initially. And you keep feeding it through and using your thumb to keep it straightened out there. And now that you've done that, you can straighten that entire tracheal system out and tape it up to the back side of that tubing. And at that point you want to run the pen in so that the tape stays sticky toward the trachea, and push it down fairly firmly. You don't want to be catching the bronchoscope on sticky stuff. And at that point now you've got a tracheal rings anteriorly and membranous trachea posteriorly. And just to make it even more a little realistic, what we can do is put phaco vocal cords on. Make sure that you leave enough room for your scope to enter, because if it doesn't, that's kind of sad. Get that there, and here we'll do the other side, and of course it's in an inverted V shape, and there you go, and there's the fake vocal cords. And you can do this as wide or as narrow as you like. So then put your system down, put these down in the targets, and take some tape and tape it all in place. So I'm going to tape this down here, and I'll leave a little space for where the people see the bronchus, and make sure that it's pretty firmly taped as well on the table, and keep that in one there, and always leave a little bit of space. At that point you can take a towel, you show the persons what your system looks like, and you say to them, okay, I'm going to cover with a towel now, and you can see the entry point over here, and go ahead and use your imagination to aim for any particular circular target that's over here. That's it. That's the 5-minute model, and thank you for your attention.